I can no longer remember how many times I've been asked, should I buy an iPad? It's not an easy yes or no for me, so get your drinks ready and let's have that conversation. Take note, I'm not here to convince you. Instead, I just want to share with you my experience on why the iPad Pro works as my main creative device and why it may or may not work for you. This is my first video in 2026, so Happy New Year, everyone! Welcome or welcome back. I'm Ange, a full-time artist and keyframe animator that loves exploring and sharing the stuff that she learns as I go in my art journey. I've been a full-time artist for 4+ years, going into my 5th this 2026, and I have been using the iPad Pro 99% of all my work. The iPad that I've been using is the iPad Pro 2021 M1 16GB RAM and 1TB storage. Because right now, going into 2026, I still don't feel the need to upgrade. It actually surprised me that I still don't feel like it's necessary at all. Please do note that everything I'm gonna talk about with the iPad comes from an experience perspective as well as a preference. What I like may not be what you like. So just letting you know that. Cheers! So I have 3 reasons as to why I still prefer using the iPad Pro. Starting off with the first reason, the Apple OS. And wait, hold up before you bombard me with all your issues about the Apple OS. Believe me, I feel you. I've also used it, so I have my own personal issues with it. I actually don't like iOS 26. I don't like the multitasking floating window thing. It's hard to rearrange. It just disappears in front of you. There's so many things that I don't really like about that. I tried my best to stick to 18 until my iPad just automatically updated to 26. Something that I do like about it though is how minimalistic it is. I grew up using Windows. I grew up loving Android. I was a pretty late starter in the Apple ecosystem. What really got me was the iPad. The only reason I got an iPhone is because of the iPad. I did have some issues about the lack of customization because that's the fun part in Android. But that was when I was in my 20s. I'm in my 30s now and I find that I'm lazier now. I'm lazier customizing. Look at this. This is my iPad home. It's so in your face, do this, do that kind of theme. I don't even have a theme. I just change wallpapers. That's definitely a preference kind of thing because I've changed. So the device that I prefer to use now obviously has also changed. I love the minimalistic aspect of the iPad OS because it actually helps me from getting distracted. The next thing that I love, Airdrop, because I use my iPhone as my main filming device besides my Osmo, as someone that films content and also someone that actually films long videos, hours of footage. It's very, very easy to transfer my footage from the iPhone all the way to the iPad and then get to editing. The next feature that I like is iCloud. My most favorite app that utilizes the iCloud is Freeform. Freeform is a free Apple app. It's available on the iPad, iPhone, and MacBooks. You actually use it as brainstorming and gathering different references, which is absolutely perfect for artists because that's exactly what we use. Not only can it accept JPEG and PNGs, but it also accepts my favorite GIFs. If you've been watching me, then you know that I have a love for making my own GIFs through animated emotes. So to be able to put some GIF inspirations in this app is such a big deal for me. And if you look at how in sync the iCloud is between one device to another, It's pretty mind-blowing, to be honest. When I'm on my phone finding references, it's just easy for me when scrolling and then eventually finding like, oh, this is a cute inspiration, and I will just copy the image. I don't even have to save it because my camera roll, thousands of photos, a lot of them are references. They take up so much storage. So this not only avoids me from having more photos on my gallery, but it's already sorted through in the board in Freeform. Freeform is also in Mac, so whenever I continue my work in desktop and draw on Clip Studio, my references are also accessible there. Now, for the second reason, the Apple Pencil. A little history of tools that I've used over the years. I drew on a secondhand Surface 2, that is a hybrid tablet laptop, and then a secondhand Surface Pro 3. And I also used to own a Wacom 13 HP Cintiq. In terms of styluses, they all have their own learning curves. When you keep drawing with them, you eventually get used to it. But there was just something about the Apple Pencil in particular that was far easier to get used to and get comfortable with. In terms of build, in college, in traditional art, we would use 2B, 6B pencils, and they're pretty much similar in length and in thickness. Now, the thing that stands out to me the most is the palm rejection. When it comes to Android, I still experience the accidental marks. Do let me know if you're an Android artist. Like, what's your stylus experience when drawing on your Android devices? Because I would really love to know. Now, what made the Apple Pencil quite comfortable and easy for me to get into or get used to? The pressure sensitivity. I draw lightly. I avoid trying to press hard whenever I draw because I usually worry about carpal tunnel issues. So I try to draw as healthily as I possibly can and build that habit. I prefer my shortcut keys on a separate device. The best feature about this is that there's so many ways you can customize the buttons, but most of all, I can use this on the iPad, on my Mac, and now I have heard, but I haven't tried it yet, apparently they've also made it Android compatible. Now that is the desk version shortcut keys, and this is my Take Me Everywhere shortcut keys, which is the 8-bit Dough Micro. There are two colors of these and I bought both of them. In fact, I want more colors. I'm gonna collect them all. Now, if you're very particular, visit a store or a shop that has demos wherein you can try out their stylus, their tablets, and get a feel for it. And for the third and final reason, the apps. If Android tablets actually had at least half of the creative apps that the iPad currently has, I'd probably be an Android user. When I had the opportunity to collaborate with Samsung with the S9 Ultra, I was so excited. I discovered some things. The apps are actually delayed in terms of updates. I use VLLO as my main video editing app. They also have an Android version. I put VLLO. I even subscribed to a year. The features that are on the iPad are way more advanced than the features on the Android version. I was so sad when I found that out. So I ended up reaching out to a developer and asking them about this particular thing. From my understanding, because I'm not really, I'm not familiar with app development, making apps for Android is more complex because there are so many devices that they're gonna have to make sure that the apps work seamlessly with, as compared to the iPad wherein minimal format changes. So when I found out about that, I was like, Android tablets have so much power and potential and it's underutilized. So I just have to choose what works best for me, and that's on the iPad. What exact apps do I actually use? Default Apple apps with the iCloud syncs, as well as me editing my card website. Previous iPad OS aren't capable of opening those kinds of websites before, but now it can. So I'm able to update my card website in case I need to. Now, for the main work, drawing apps. My favorite is Procreate. I've had Procreate since the first gen that I bought in 2012, I think. I love the brush engine of Procreate. It's so fun and easier to make brushes, to be honest. Way easier than Photoshop. I used to draw in Photoshop, so I have dabbled a bit with their brush engine. But something to take note of, I've actually started unsubscribing to subscription-based programs last year. I had to let go of Photoshop as well as After Effects. There's also another app that others prefer way more than Procreate, which is Adobe Fresco, and I completely understand. I've tried Fresco. It's just that at this point, with the brush engine, I feel more powerful making a lot of my custom brushes on Procreate as compared to Fresco. The next thing that I do is animate. Now this one, it's a no-brainer for me. Every animation app that I have works seamlessly on the iPad, and not only that, they're one-time payment. I have 3 animation apps that I love using: ToonSquid, Procreate Dreams, and Calipeg. They all have their own distinct features. Really depends on what kind of animation I'm planning to make. Why do you need all of these? Honestly, I don't. It's just that I ended up discovering these apps separately, like I think a year apart of one another. All in all, they're all worth it because one-time payment for animation apps, like I don't know where else we can find something like that. These aren't just frame-by-frame flipbook types of animation apps. These are like keyframe, like so many more tools for animating that's not just the traditional approach, which mine is not traditional because I'm more for keyframing as compared to frame by frame. Why not, right? Why not invest on these apps? Because considering just one commission made off these apps, I've already got my ROI or return of investment in buying the app. So definitely worth it in my opinion. Now, the next set of apps that I use is editing. In terms of editing apps, I believe that CapCut, VLLO, those apps are available on both Android and iPad, but I'm not really sure of the updates. The iPad does have a lot more powerful editing apps in my opinion. Final Cut Pro and DaVinci, they're all available on the iPads. I think they're worth it if they're gonna be your main video editing app. And that's it. So those are my 3 reasons as to why I still use the iPad Pro as my main creative device. Now, I did list down some questions in case you want to figure out what kind of tablet it is that you need. The first question is, what are you gonna use it for? I'm not just talking about creative stuff. I'm talking about productivity and leisure, gaming, reading. Think about all those other things that you want to use your tablet for. The second question is, what accessories do I want to use it with? I actually know people that prefer having a keyboard with their tablets and some prefer having a stylus, just like me. Think about what setup you want to be able to inspire you to be productive or work. The third question is, what operating system or OS am I comfortable using? We have our preferences. Like, I used to love the customization of Androids until eventually I just prefer the minimalist system of Apple devices. Like, I will be honest, I prefer 100 times more the multitasking on Android versus Apple. You gotta weigh some stuff here. As for the fourth question, this relates to the first and the third question I asked, which is, what apps or programs do you plan on having on it? A good example of this is Clip Studio. Clip Studio is available on the iPad, Android, as well as PC and Mac, which means there are more options for you to choose from when it comes to tablets. You can even go hybrid tablet laptop combinations. Wacom just released a Move Ink. Great experience as well. That's from what I've been seeing in review videos. So you'll have more options there. As for me right now, as I prefer one-time payment, no subscription programs, Procreate is still my preferred drawing app. And the animation app that I use, such as Dreams and ToonSquid, is iPad exclusive, then obviously I would still stick to my iPad. And finally, will the tablet be your main device or a supplementary device? If you're gonna be like me, and it's gonna be your main device, then you should definitely answer the first 4 questions seriously. I want you to avoid experiencing any regrets with your tablet choices or purchases, because of course, they ain't cheap. We wanna be happy with our decisions by the end of the day. Now, I hope that this video has given you why the iPad works for me and why it may or may not work for you. This is completely subjective, depends on your workflow. It doesn't have to be this, it can be something else. What's important in my opinion is that these devices, they're our support in creating. I think that's just the main point of having these devices. It has to work for you. And again, I want to say Happy New Year to you. May we all have a beautiful 2026 as well as an artful one, which is why, as I always say, let's all go out there and make some art. Cheers!